All right, we're live. We're live. We're live. Hopefully, no one watches this because this is my first stream in forever. Let's go, man. I'm starting this thing, Bayern Daily. I don't know. I always just wanted to talk about everything that happens every day at Bayern, but I didn't necessarily want to record the video, download it on my computer, post it, blah 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 blah. I kind of just thought about it in the shower last night. Why don't I just go and do a live stream for like an hour and a half every day at the end of the day and go through Imia Sanmia. The Twitter account literally gives you updates on everything happening at Bayern. So I think with these, I'm gonna try to do them every day, every other day. If nothing happens one day and there's like barely any news, I probably won't hop on and do one of these. But right now, since we're in the midst of the summer transfer window, there's going to be news to talk about every single day. So really, all these are going to be is just us going through Amia Sanmia, all the new tweets, every single tweet. If it's a boring one, we'll kind of skip it, but we'll go through all the news that Amia Sanmia is kind of tweeting out every day about Bayern from all the sources that report on Bayern. So that's kind of what this is going to be. I don't really care if people don't watch it at all. I just kind of felt like I think about what's going on in Bayern every day too much. It's taking too much of my free time, so might as well dedicate streams to it where I go through every single tweet. I miss Samia posts just to talk about what is going on at the club. So without further ado, let's go into it. I'm Sanmia, the best Twitter account, and of course, I swear I fixed this so that my face doesn't get in the way of the text, but I guess it didn't. It didn't want to work with me here. So I'm just gonna start. I didn't know where to start necessarily since it's the first time I'm doing it, but let's just start with this news from yesterday. So we're gonna do kind of half of yesterday's news and today's news. July 7th is the date. So let's just start with this one, man. First tweet. Obviously, he's talking about the Adam Asnu stuff. I don't know if you saw it. If you didn't, here's what it states. Adam Asnu received a lot of backlash from Bayern fans for posting a photo with Achraf Hakimi after yesterday's game. The post in no way expresses a lack of interest in Bayern or in Jamal Musiala's injury. Asnu has a close relationship with Hakimi. The latter took care of him with the national team. He's his idol. Asnu has also recently been represented by the same agency as Hakimi, Footfeel ISM. For both players and the agency, the game was therefore a special moment that everyone involved wanted to commemorate with a shirt swap and several social media posts. Asnu has personally asked about Musiala's condition after the injury and wished him a quick recovery. Remarks that Asnu removed FC Bayern from the description of his profile after yesterday are also untrue. That was some time ago. Asnu's future remains open. He needs more game time in the future than he did recently at Bayern in order to be able to further his development. Now, was I mad at Asnu for making this post? No. I think the backlash he got was just everyone being emotional after the horrible injury to Musiala. Understandably so. I mean, I was on that Saturday, guys. I was so agitated. I had to go to the beach with my girl, and I just relaxed there. I genuinely took like something out of me that day. So a lot of fans were emotional after the loss, but more specifically Musiala's injury. I think Asnu, I don't think this would have been an issue, in all honesty. I don't think this would have been an issue if Asnu just posted something about Musiala first. I mean, really, it's his idol, guys. He's Moroccan. He's a Moroccan fullback, and he's probably, Hakimi's probably the greatest Moroccan player of all time, and probably the best right back, maybe best overall fullback in the world right now. That's his idol. So I don't necessarily, I'm not mad at him, for this. Hakimi Ballon d'Or, he says. I mean, I don't know what freaking La La Land Asnu's I don't know what Asnu is smoking, but Hakimi's not touching that. Hakimi's not touching the fucking Ballon d'Or. But That's his idol. But I think this would have been fine if Asnu maybe Asnu and his team, they could have waited till the day after. He could have had an Instagram post, an Insta story, whatever, wishing Musiala well, and then the next day posting the shirt swap with Hakimi. I think maybe personally for me, I don't care that he posted this, but the fact that he hasn't publicly posted to show support for Jamal Musiala, it just looks weird, especially when you're trying to establish yourself at Bayern. For me personally, I don't give a shit. Like if he asked Musiala how he's doing and through text, through WhatsApp, great. I don't care about all this social media bullcrap. But when you're trying to get minutes at the club, when you're trying to put your foot forward and for a start for Bayern to have a bigger role this next season, when the club's star boy gets injured, you prioritize, unfortunately, and this is the politics of football these days, you have to post a get well story for the star boy first before you post something like this from a shirt swap. Yes, it's your idol, but it's from the player of the opposite team that just beat us in a very intense quarterfinal game of the Club World Cup. So my take on this is Asnu, I don't have an issue with it. It's just you could have waited a day later and you probably should have posted something publicly about your thoughts are with Musiala or something like that. So, reactionary Bayern fans, emotional Bayern fans getting their panties soaked over this. I don't really care, but yeah, the optics of it still don't look good, if we're being honest. The optics of it still don't look good. So that's the Adam Asnu stuff going on there. Let's go up here. Frank Ribery. Bayern legend Frank Ribery sends a message of support to Jamal Musiala. He says, sending strength and support to you, Jamal Musiala. Injuries are just a small chapter. Your talent and passion will shine again soon. Can't wait to see you back doing magic on the field. Respect, Frank Ribery, literally legend. What else do you expect? That's all I got to say there. And let's get to Rafael Leao. I mean, I don't know who this Mateo Moreto guy is. I mean, he has 380K followers, so I guess he's reputable. But beyond Uli Hoeneß' statements about Rafael Leao, and just a little context, Uli Hoeneß said there's no talks with Leao. The club is not interested in Leao. Some bullcrap like that. Honestly, Uli, just keep your mouth shut, bro. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. Seriously, shut up. But anyway, those are the kind of the the gist of what he said. Beyond Uli Hoeneß' statement about Rafael Leao, the Portuguese winger is on a list of names that Bayern have evaluated and are still evaluating in recent days. So despite Hoeneß's words, Bayern have continued to have contacts and evaluate Leao's name internally, even in the past few days. However, at the moment, there's still no offer, and Bayern have yet to decide who is their main target. In short, after Nico Williams' extension, Leao remains one of the names on Bayern's list, but as of now, nothing more. Now, with Nico Williams, credit to Nico Williams, loyalty this, loyalty that. I mean, a 10-year contract extension at Bilbao. He has potential to go to a top team and win Champions Leagues and everything and cement himself as one of the all-time wingers of his generation, right? And ultimately, he's not going to do that at Bilbao, but loyalty tax, whatever. I don't see how Leao, I know people at the club, there's people in the club now, we don't know who, that have questions about Leao's mentality, this and that. I think that's total bullcrap. I mean, a player can come to a club and shapeshift to the mentality required by the club. I truly believe Leao is a guy that can do that. I don't see how he's not number one on the list. I really don't see how, for guys who aren't necessarily washed from at AC Milan, surely Leao is more ambitious than trying to fight with AC Milan for mid-table in Serie A. Surely, because you guys, AC Milan, Theo Hernandez, probably their second best, third best player, just dipped to Al Hilal today. Here we go by Fabrizio. He dipped. No way, Leao. There's no way he wants to stay at AC Milan. Now, if he ends up staying at AC Milan, I chalk that up more to he's on a contract. It is what it is. You sign the contract. If AC Milan are not going to budge and not going to sell, it is what it is, Leao. You probably should have thought of, or a lease clause or something in your contract in case things didn't go well at AC, at Milan. So I think he should be the top. I'm going to post a video soon, probably after this live stream. I'm going to record a video talking about other targets Bayern can go for. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm turning to the English for inspiration for Bayern's transfer window, especially since Musiala's injury. I'm turning to the English. That's all I'm going to say. Rashford, Sancho. Yeah. He should be like, I don't know what all this shit jargon means. His name is being evaluated internally. Like, you can watch an hour of Leao and you'll understand what his game is. Like, what are we evaluating here? We shouldn't be evaluating the player. I hope that's not what they're evaluating. They should be evaluating AC Milan, where they are as a club, what leverage they hold in any bargaining. Will they sell? That's hopefully what evaluate means, because if we're spending time evaluating the player, his play style, this and that, I can watch 1 hour of Rafael Leao without ever seeing him play and know what his game is all about. That's all I need. That's all I need. So let's not waste too much time with this. I mean, I kept on saying in my previous videos, there's time, there's a whole transfer window ahead of us, but we're now in July. There's 5 weeks left of the window. You can't stall too much, Bayern, or else we're gonna be freaking scrambling for players at the end of the window, and then we'll have no leverage in negotiations, because clubs will know that we're desperate. So just make your decision on who the top target is and go for it. That's all I gotta say. This is some TV distribution thing. TV money distribution among Bundesliga clubs in 2025-2026. Bayern will be top with 83.4 million euros. Rightfully so. I mean, I feel like most people are tuning into the Bundesliga internationally because of Bayern. I mean, take Bayern out of it, and yes, Dortmund has a huge fan base, but Bayern is the team putting the Bundesliga on the map. It's the team that people are tuning in for, internationally at least, for majority-wise. In Germany, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, everyone supports their own clubs in the Bundesliga, and there's tens of people who watch the Bundesliga on TV for other games, not Bayern games. So, yeah, 83.4 million coming in for us. Thank you very much. Next news about the Brian Zaragoza. Still no agreement between Bayern and Celta Vigo for Brian Zaragoza. Or should I say Brian Zaragoza? Whatever, bro. 5'2", bro. I mean, I was 5'2" in third grade, I think. So, Brian, that's embarrassing. But anyway, Bayern are demanding a paid loan for around 2 million and an obligation to buy worth around 12 to 15 million. Bournemouth are keeping an eye on Zaragoza, but the player prefers to stay in Spain. Again, I don't know what it is with these Spanish players staying comfortable in Spain, wanting to stay in Spain, not test the boundaries. But I guess he tried out Bayern, and Tuchel literally disrespected him, and now he might be traumatized or something. So I don't blame him. Tuchel treated him like trash when we literally brought him in 6 months earlier. Remember, you guys, Brian Zaragoza was supposed to come last summer, and his first season at Bayern was supposed to start under this past season. So a little bit unfair. I think he's a good player. It's just for the physicality required in the Bundesliga, a league who physically is on par with like the Premier League. It's tough. It's tough for him out here in Germany. So, yeah, whatever money we could get for him, just get it done. More money in, the better, right? More money in, the better. Matteo Moretto again on the call here. So hopefully he's a reliable person. Celta Vigo, just break the bank, bro. I mean, he'll ball out for you guys in La Liga. I saw. I mean, he dunked on Barcelona earlier this season. Like, he was man of the match against Hansi Flick Barcelona. So there's quality there. I just don't think it's going to work out for him. At Bayern, take the money and run. Whatever money, if you could get 15 million, run with it, bro. Run with it. Josip Stanisic did not suffer an injury against PSG and will be ready for the beginning of preseason. Great news. Kerry Howe reporting on it. I was worried with that. I didn't know if it was like a muscular strain, a muscular tear with Stanisic. I think it was just the climate of the United States, intensity of the game. Maybe it was just a little bit too much for him. especially given that, Stanisic wasn't necessarily a starter all season. Like, him playing all these games towards the end of the season, it wasn't normal for him throughout the 24-25 season. So good to see he's going to go rest up now on summer vacation, 3.5 weeks, and come back for preseason in the beginning of the league season. So good for him. He's going to have a big role to play next season, 100%. He's going to be a guy we're going to have to be relying on, whether it be at right back, left back, center back. Stanisic needs to buckle up, put the injuries behind him, and get ready to play a lot of games. News on the team. The team left their base camp in Orlando on Sunday evening, local time, and made their way back to Munich. After a 3-week vacation, preseason will start at the end of July. There will be 2 friendlies before the Super Cup against Tottenham and against Grasshopper, and another friendly against fan club Red Eagles Austria, which will take place on the 23rd of August. And you guys already know that game is going to be like one of those 23-0 games, and people complain about Bayern this and that, blah, 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 when really it's just a way to raise funds for the other team. So, cool. 3 weeks vacation, like I said previously with Stanisic, and the other news just before this. It sucks, if there was no Club World Cup, the players would have had 6 weeks to rest up, but it's a 3-week vacation this year. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I think that's a lot. Still, like 3 weeks to fully rest up. It's enough for the body. Now, is it enough for the players to fully spend a lot of time with their families before the season starts? I don't know, but hopefully the club will allow them a little more family time throughout the season because of a much shorter summer vacation. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things, man. Because these players are often away from their families, and just getting 3 weeks of vacation when they typically get 6-7 weeks vacation on a summer break, it's a lot shorter than normal. So yeah, the team I think is back in Munich now. So I think there's a tweet on that anyway. But yeah, out of America, back to Germany, back to Deutschland. And yeah, that's the end of our tournament. This is a big one. Here. Gianluigi Donnarumma to Gazzetta IT, whatever. I'm very shocked by what happened. It was certainly not my intention to hurt Musiala. His agent, Vincenzo Raiola. It's a matter of tenths of a second, and only takes a moment for the save to turn into a penalty. Gigio was first to get to the ball and could no longer avoid the challenge. It's unfair to think that he wanted to hurt Musiala, whom we hope recovers as soon as possible to come back stronger than before. On Neuer's criticism that Donnarumma didn't immediately go to see Musiala, it wasn't his intention to pretend nothing had happened. Gigio is a very sensitive guy. He wouldn't have been able to stand the scene and preferred to walk away and let the doctors take care of Musiala. Fair enough. He even sent me a message at halftime to tell me he was shaking, that he hadn't done it on purpose. Really, I'll give my take. I understand Neuer. It's normal for him to defend his teammate, and he's also right when he says that you can react differently. It's true, but we are all different, and everyone reacts the way they can. It was an episode of play in the internal duel between goalkeepers and attackers. In December, Gigio almost lost an eye in a clash with a Monaco player, and Neuer also punched Higuain in 2014. Then he apologized, even though he said that he wanted to avert a danger for his team, knowing that he risked hurting the opponent. Quick correction, Mr. Agent. Neuer did not punch Higuain. He legally bumped into Higuain while punching the ball out. So that was not a punch on Higuain. So let's not start a stupid agenda here. But, apparently Donnarumma got a lot of backlash. Apparently the Bayern players went to the PSG dressing room after the game and wanted to speak to him very angrily. That's unfair, dude. It's unfair. Donnarumma, he was obviously very shaken but once he saw immediately what happened to Musiala. And not everyone wants to go and see someone's ankle snapped in half. And I'm sure even if Donnarumma went to go see if Musiala's okay, do you guys think Jamal Musiala, who just snapped his fibula in half and is crying and screaming in the most agony he's probably ever been in his life, do you think he remembers the players that were surrounding him in that moment? Do you think he remembers Kane came up to him, Marquinhos, Pacho, Olise, Kimmich? Do you think he remembers any of that? He doesn't remember a thing. He does not remember a word I'm pretty sure Musiala, all he remembers is screaming, crying, the pain shooting up his leg, and being carried out of the stadium. I'm telling you, that is all Musiala heard. So very unfair. And I didn't like Neuer's comments to Donnarumma. I understand he was emotional to see, you know, the future of this club Bayern take such a horrible injury like that. But Donnarumma was just going for the ball. I saw no intention from Donnarumma to try and hurt Musiala. It's a quarterfinal 0-0 at the end of the half. If it was on the other side of the field and Neuer showed that much determination to pick up the ball at the end of the half like that, we would have been saying, look at how hungry Neuer is, good on him, that's our captain, this and that. Donnarumma was just saying this, doing the same. So it's unlucky. It's just a freak accident. And again, like his agent says here, it's a matter of tenths of a second. It is. If Donnarumma was a tenth of a second later, maybe Musiala's ankle doesn't get caught under his body like that. It is what it is, but it's unfair to blame it on him or complain about how he reacted to the situation. I thought Donnarumma's reaction was humane. It wasn't AI. It wasn't ChatGPT. Like, he put his hands on his head. He looked shocked, and then he looked like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Like, I don't know. I had no issue with Donnarumma. I'm sure Musiala, once he hasn't made a statement yet, but once Musiala makes a statement, I'm sure he knows that Donnarumma didn't mean it. I'm sure. So yeah, you know, it's just again, like a lot of the fans were emotional after the game. The players were also emotional after the game. It was a intense game. What happened to Musiala was just frightening. Gets you emotional. You know, us as fans are emotional. How about the players who train with this kid every day, and the players who love each other on this team and fight for each other and fight for us fans? Like, obviously they are very emotional after that too. So yeah, I think don't be getting on Donnarumma. He really is not at fault here. He's really not at fault. So respect to Donnarumma. Apparently, you know, and if the thing is true about him at halftime texting his agent that he's shook, lay off of him, man. I think that just shows you then, like, even on halftime when PSG are, it's still 0-0 and it's halftime, and even the PSG players were probably a little shook, but they were probably having their team talk and talking about how to win the game. He still went and texted his agent right away talking about how shook he is and how worried he is for Musiala. So Donnarumma, respect. Don't listen to the stupid Bayern fans. I mean, this fan base is losing IQ every day. So it is what it is. So Donnarumma, respect. I don't have an issue with you. News on Ta. Following the exit in the Club World Cup quarterfinals, the exact fee Bayern will pay to Bayer Leverkusen for the release of Jonathan Ta amounts to $2 million. So was it worth it in the end? I don't know. What is paying $2 million worth it for? I guess it is, because Ta is getting some good he's getting some good game time here against, you know, with his center back partner Upamecano. I think you saw against PSG. You know, that's our center back partnership right there, starting center back partnership with Ta and Upamecano. For playing with each other such a short amount of time, their first start together, I was very happy with how they played. Actually, I think they both started against Flamengo too, but I was very happy with the chemistry they had instantly. Now, with Ta, just quickly, the only thing that I'm a little worried about is the speed. I think a lot of people have pointed that out when we were trying to make the signing. It's obvious Kim Min-jae is a much quicker center back than him, but when it comes to being aggressive in the duels and winning the challenges, he just looks a cut above Kim Min-jae. So I really hope we don't sell Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae, Ito, Stanisic, that would be great center back depth, in my opinion, going into next season. So I hope we keep all of those guys because we want to keep a strong enough squad as possible. $2 million to Leverkusen. They could go fuck off and use $2 million to go buy some new players after they sold their whole team. So yeah, I think it was worth it. He gets some quality game time with a lot of the starters and some very intense matches. So I think in the end, it was a good idea to bring him in early, and whatever. $2 million is $2 million. We're buying. That's like chump change to us. So it is what it is. The team is back in Munich, like I said earlier. Arrival in Munich, blah, 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 blah. Next news about Luiz Diaz. Luiz Diaz is keen on a move to Barcelona. Barca will make a new approach to Liverpool in the coming days. There is still interest from Bayern. So far, from both Barcelona and Bayern. So far, both Barcelona and Bayern have been told no by Liverpool. And Liverpool, Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys deeply. I do not want Luiz Diaz anywhere near this club. Purple Patch merchant. I already made a video. If you haven't seen my video on it, go check it out. I already gave my opinion on the Luiz Diaz transfer. He is a player Bayern must avoid. And Liverpool, I commend you. I commend you for taking a strong stance in not wanting to sell your boy Luiz Diaz. Keep him. He's a club legend, right? Like he's so good. Like why would you want to sell such an amazing good player in Luiz Diaz? So Liverpool, have fun with him. And if he does end up leaving Barcelona, go for it. Deco, glaze him, give him the wage, everything. Take it, Barcelona. Have fun with him. Bayern, I could speak for the club now. Zero interest in Mr. Luiz Diaz, reported by Fabrizio Romano here, the brick himself, who posted the Musiala news like 60 times, the Diogo Jota news like 90 times. Farming tragedy for clicks. So tells you who Fabrizio Romano is. So anyway, Luiz Diaz can fuck off. Bayern have earned from the Club World Cup, have earned $58.2 million US dollars, which equates to 49.6 million euros. Cool. I mean, this is the point of the tournament. We wanted to win. We wanted to get good competition. Bro, look at that. Musiala was so happy to start, bro. Bro, he was so happy to come back, bro. Oh my God. Seeing that just fucking breaks my heart, bro. It literally breaks my heart. Yeah, this was the point of the tournament. Good competition for a trophy and make some big fat dollars. And 58.2 million US dollars is no chump change. Now, if we got to the final and won the whole thing, I think the winner gets like 150 something million. So it's way more. It's triple that, triple what we ended up earning. But we will take this. This is a nice hefty sum for participation. So I'm not complaining at all. This is, I alluded to this when we were talking about the Donnarumma news. Rafinha reveals that angry Bayern players stormed PSG's dressing room after the game to ask Donnarumma to apologize to Musiala. Bayern players are not bad losers. I know them very well. They were angry because they wanted Donnarumma to at least apologize since they saw that the injury was serious. After the game, there were heated conversations in the dressing room. The players went to him, Donnarumma, in the PSG dressing room to ask him to apologize. They exchanged some strong words. They demanded that, like a code of ethics, at least to apologize, even though he didn't do it on purpose. And again, I think emotions just got, if this is true, I mean, Rafinha speaking about it, I don't know if Rafinha was at the game. I'm not sure, but Rafinha is, a cult hero at Bayern. This probably is true. I don't know. If it is true, again, just Bayern players losing the cool, taking it out on Donnarumma is very unfair. What do they want Donnarumma to apologize for in that moment? Like, does Musiala care for an apology when he's probably still in the ambulance when this is happening, or at the hospital still in pain, being drugged up to the max with all the painkillers? Do you think Musiala is even thinking about an apology from Donnarumma? Not really. And although Donnarumma isn't inclined to give an apology because he was just going for the ball, it's good optics, and if you're just a good, decent human being, it's good to apologize. Donnarumma already apologized and wished him well in his Instagram post. His agent said he texted him and was very worried for Musiala at halftime while the game was still not over. Obviously, the players don't know this, but I'm sure that a couple days later, once they see what comes out, they'll feel a little bit ashamed of charging out Donnarumma like that. It's just unfair. So credit to Donnarumma. I don't know what the strong words that were exchanged, but I hope he stood his ground and wasn't just a pushover, because although I'm a Bayern fan, it is unfair for the Bayern players to just go right after the game and, if this is true, berate Donnarumma. It's really unfair. So even as professionals, that he didn't mean to do that. He's no Sergio Ramos. He's no Pepe. No, he's not 2012 peak Pepe and Sergio Ramos. You know what I mean? Like, relax. I know you're emotional. I won't hold it against the Bayern players. And in fact, I love to see that they want to stand up for the star boy of this club. I really like that, but it's just the optics don't look good. It's misguided. You're just taking your emotions out on someone who's innocent, really. So it is what it is. Voltemade news. Voltemessi, a Stuttgart spokesperson, says Nick Voltemade is expected back in VfB training on July 28th and will take part in the preseason camp in Rotach-Egern. Rotach, whatever, Egern. I need to take German classes with his teammates. He adds that no player is currently available for negotiations with another club. False. We will sign Volta Messi. We are coming for Volta Messi. Whoever this spokesperson is, get those checkbooks ready. No, I mean, we got to get our checkbooks ready, but get your bank accounts ready for a nice transfer fee coming in for Nick Volta Messi. I mean, it's confirmed Voltemata wants to move. He wants to go to Bayern. It's destiny. Why stop him? Why? And it really doesn't make sense from Stuttgart's standpoint. I understand he's a quality player and they would be losing someone for next season. I understand that. Really, I do. But if you hold on to him longer and his contract dwindles out and he has less time on his contract, people can come in with lighter bids in later seasons. Right now, you have to pay Stuttgart a 50-60 million fee. If you wait till next season, does Voltemata get injured next season? Does Voltemata not have as good of a season? Right? And his stock goes down. Why wouldn't you capitalize now, take 50-60 million from Bayern for Volta Messi, and then you're getting a huge cash inflow from that sale to spend on your squad and boost it more, support Sebastian Hoeneß more for the next season. So it's just stubborn. It's just stubborn from Stuttgart. It's going to happen. Volta Messi will come to Bayern. I'm sure of it. It's just a matter of when, not if. Müller says goodbye to Sabnerstrasse. And this is just really... Bro, I watched this video. It's not even an emotional video. And if you haven't seen the interview, I 1000% recommend watching the CBS Sport interview, kickback, whatever that Kate Abdo did with Thomas Müller. I mean, obviously, as a Bayern fan for years now, since I was 6 years old, 6 years old, I know everything about Thomas Müller. But even that interview still shocked me. You still get to learn more about Thomas Müller's mentality. He talks about leaving Bayern and how he doesn't get emotional about it, and that's always just been his mentality. I really recommend go watch that CBS interview. It's gold. And shout out Kate Abdo, great interview. Shows lots of respect to Thomas Müller in that interview as well. So credit to her. And yeah, I mean, with the Musiala injury, us getting dumped out of the Club World Cup, it's just kind of gone under the radar that this was Thomas Müller's for real last game with Bayern. The for real last game. And this video right here is the last time Müller will be an FC Bayern player at Sabnerstrasse. Like, is that not clocking in with people? Is that not clocking in with people? So it sucks. But I do also get it. Like, people aren't really clocking it because he already had the goodbye in the Bundesliga. He already had the goodbye last home game of the season. I'm pretty sure at some point we'll have a testimonial match for Thomas Müller, a Legends game, whatever. I'm sure we'll do it at some point just to really give that big grand send-off. Excuse me. But yeah, just like this is just like a nonchalant video he posts on Instagram, and I'm telling you, I got emotional just watching it because the way he speaks about leaving, he's not speaking with so much sadness. And up until this point, Thomas Müller, when he's not leaving the club, hasn't been really filled with sadness. He's been filled with a lot of praise and filled with a lot of what do you call it? Gratefulness, whatever. But you could tell in this video, he was a little emotional. Like, you could see that from Thomas Müller's face. He's a little bit somber and just a little bit emotional to make this last training ground video at Sabnerstrasse for the time being. I watch the interview with Kate Abdo and also go and watch this video. I swear I was about to start crying. Like, bro, Thomas Müller, legend. So peace out to him. And yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy Thomas right there. And I'm sure he'll be back as Bayern manager one day. I'm positive. I'm positive about it. He will be manager one day. Gosh, it's the end of the day. My brain is just scrambled. Even though I didn't even work that hard at work today, it was a light day. I was on my phone a lot of the day. at work, dead ass. Like, I didn't even do that much work. But tomorrow's going to be pretty busy, so I got to get that work in, make those dollar bills. Thomas Muller, bye-bye. New Milan coach. Okay, more Leao news. New Milan coach Max Allegri on Bayern linked Rafael Leao. Rafa can do excellent things next season. I'm sure I can bring out that extra something that he's been missing. I'm glad he stayed. He's now more responsible, more mature, and has all the qualities to become one of the best. I hope to help him perform even better. I met him. I spoke to him. I think there are conditions to do well. Well, Allegri, you dinosaur, you fossil, you freaking dinosaur fossil defense merchant. How are you going to get the best out of Leao if you don't know how to set up an attack? If you play Flintstones football, if you play pragmatic football from the 1960s when my grandpa was on the streets of Iran smoking drugs and doing drugs, what do you think? What are you going to get out of him, bro? What? You're not getting crap out of him. And Leao, like, achieve what? What are you going to achieve at a mid-table team? AC Milan is mid-table. Like I just said, Theo Hernandez, they're probably their second best player, dipped to Al Hilal for the paycheck. So respect to him. He's getting that paycheck. He's going to be definitely financially secure for generations. The next generations of Hernandez are secure, right? But Leao, man, you have to force a move. Like, are you a loser? Are you a bum? What are you? Are you a smiling merchant? Are you Conte, but on the left wing? Because you're not achieving shit at AC Milan. And I understand AC Milan is the team that gave you your first chance in Europe and really believed in you, blah, 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 Disney Plus sentimental bullshit. You're not achieving shit at AC Milan. AC Milan's not coming back anytime soon to the top. You're going to end up wasting your career, dude. So let's force a move. Let's grow some balls, Mr. Rafael Leao. And would you rather play fossil football with this ancient human being, Allegri? Look at him. Look at how he looks. Who is this? Who are you? You are no one, Allegri. Fuck off. Fuck you, bro. Like, you're so ugly. Just shave the rest of your hair. Leao, come to Bayern, play with Alphonso Davies, Musiala, Olise, Kane, Neuer, Kimmich, Pop. Look at the names I'm talking about. Who does AC Milan have? Pulisic? Santiago Jimenez? What the fuck is that? I mean, that's stinky, bro. That's stinky. Like, the only player I rate on AC Milan is Mike Maignan and Malik Chow, the young German center back. So, Leao, come to your senses. I'm out. I'm out of my electrolytes. Come to your senses, Leao. Idiot. Anyway, more news. Here we go. Leroy Sané. As if I don't give a shit about... He's going to talk about the Musiala thing, but screw you, Leroy. Like, honestly, I don't like you. I don't have any feeling towards you. You are the reason, indirectly, that Musiala got injured because of your disaster class against Benfica and you missing 2 1v1s and 2 other half chances. Because of your brick performances against Benfica, we did not put away our chances. We did not win. We did not go on the easier side of the bracket. And we were forced to go on this side and play PSG. So really, guys, if you clock it, Leroy Sané is the reason why Musiala got injured. And it's fucked up because Leroy Sané, you and Musiala are boys, bro. You and Jamal are boys. So let's just see what you have. Leroy Sané and Musiala's injury reported by Kerry Ho, whatever you want to call him. I watched the game live on TV. Good for you, bro. No one asked. I mean, someone probably asked him. That's why he's speaking on it. The scene didn't look good at all after the first replay, and unfortunately, you could already tell that he would be out for a long time. It's so incredibly bitter. I was stunned at first. I texted him directly on WhatsApp, and later we spoke on the phone. He was just on his way back to getting to 100% fitness, and then this. I feel so incredibly sorry for him. It's so frustrating. I really hope he'll be fit again soon. Bayern and the national team need him and his moments of brilliance. All right, Leroy Sané. I just shafted you. I just shamed your whole family, but you're right, bro. Yeah, I do think Lorenzana really cares here. Like Musiala was one of his boys. It's so weird coming from the guy that put us in that situation to be playing PSG in the first place. So, oh, Michael is in here. Isn't she Kate Scott now? I don't know if you're in here, Michael. Well, yes, she's Kate Scott, but I'm calling her Kate Abdul because who cares about our stupid husband? So yeah, Lorenzana, cool sympathy. Like Adam, I guess Adam Asnu, take notes. Like before posting with Hakimi, have a little statement like this or something. I don't know. More news on the bum Leroy's not Leroy. More news on the basically a Colombian Leroy Sané. More news on this bum Luis Diaz. An agreement between Luis Diaz and Bayern is denied by all sides. I love that. Great news, fantastic news, the best news. I mean, Sanmia, what a news, what a Twitter account, the best Twitter account, always up to date, always with the best information, nothing but the best. I have a horrible Donald Trump. I can't do Donald Trump. Anyway, I could do Stitch. An agreement between Luis Diaz and Bayern is denied by all sides. Or it's like a Kermit. It's a mix of Kermit and Lilo. No, it's a mix of Kermit and Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. An agreement between Luis Diaz and Bayern is denied by all sides. Last week, Max Abreu made a call to Liverpool. It was an informal inquiry, not an offer. And Liverpool's response was, Diaz is currently not for sale. Bayern are not giving up and remain in contact with the players' camp. More clubs are keen on Diaz. Now, this news not good. Give up. Just give up. You know the little engine that could? Be the little engine that couldn't in this case, Eberl. We do not want Luis Diaz. We don't need him at the club. We don't want a purple patch merchant. We want ballers. We want absolute ballers, not Luis Diaz. So, moving on swiftly, we're not even putting any stock into this. Luis Diaz will not come to Bayern. I'm betting my life on it. God damn it, I did not want to do that. Anyway, Max Abreu on selling clubs potentially asking for high fees from Bayern because they're now aware of their situation/needs. If potential sellers demand unrealistic prices, we won't do it, and then we won't have lost, but rather than shown our strength. Although I'm on Max Abreu's ass right now, that's true. Don't just be desperate and pay whatever fee that any club offers you. I like that from Abreu. Like he's not just gonna go panic buy and pay any fee, the first fee that's given out to him for a potential player purchase. So at least that's good from Abreu. He has his head is still screwed onto his shoulders. Musiala news as reported from Bayern themselves. Jamal Musiala has undergone successful surgery today. He will begin his first rehab sessions from tomorrow and will be out for the next few months. If you're living under a rock, if you have no internet, if you're from India, certain parts of Africa, certain parts of the Middle East, wherever you're from, or if you're poor, well, actually, if you're from any of those places, you probably won't even be watching this because you don't have access. But he broke his left. He ended up breaking his left fibula, the fibula fracture in that challenge from Donnarumma. And as I predicted instantly, it ended up being a dislocation as a result, an ankle dislocation as a result, or no, a fibula fracture as a result of an ankle dislocation. So really, Musiala dislocated his ankles. His ligaments weren't torn or anything. He just has damage to his ligaments. You know, it's a miracle that Musiala is not going to be out for a year here. It's a very similar injury to Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott had a very similar injury, and he came back 5 months later, and Harvey Elliott was just probably the player of the tournament at their under-21 Euros and making an impact at Liverpool as well, slowly establishing himself there. So, you know, and Musiala, in my opinion, is a much greater talent than Harvey Elliott. He's a mentality monster. He is a player that really is gunning to be – he has aspirations to be the best player in the world, and he has the ability to become the best player in the world. This is not going to stop him. I love that he stayed silent and is not on social media making posts, this and that. Bro, I think Musiala is going to come back a demon after this injury. And in terms of him coming back the same player, because I have such trust in his mentality, this injury is not going to stop him from playing the football he's been playing his whole life. It's just not. And if it does look like that at first, I wouldn't panic when he comes back straight from his injury. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes him 2 months to get back to really getting into his groove on the football pitch. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm fully certain he will make a full recovery and be back to his very best. And it's great because this injury, it looks like Harvey Elliott's return time was 5 months. Musiala probably similar, but depending on where we are at the season next year, even if we're struggling, especially if we're doing well, let's not rush him back. If the timeline is 5 months, give him 6-7 months, because I also want him to be fully fit for that World Cup. Fully fit for that World Cup. So Musiala, shout out to my brother, my Black King, my glorious Black King, my idol, my brother. He doesn't even know I exist, but he's my brother. Jamal Musiala. That's my boy right there. On this day in 2014, 7-1. It's not really news. It's just on this day in 2014. On July 8th, the death of Brazil. The death of Brazil. I mean, Brazil has not been the same ever since. And I know Germany won this World Cup and we got knocked out back-to-back in 2 World Cups in the group stages. I guess we haven't been the same, but I'm telling you, Germany under Nagelsmann next year at the World Cup, we're coming with smoke. We're coming with fire. We're coming with a team. We're coming with the desire to win, bro. So, look at that Toni Kroos goal. First touch outside of his left boot, kissing the crowd, double-handed, close to behind him. What a day. I was in Germany. I was in Dusseldorf this day. Khedira back to Kroos. Kroos pointing at Khedira, shaking his head, jumping into Khedira's arms. Look at that. I just remember the celebration. I've watched this game a trillion. And look at this little boy crying. Poor kid. I wonder where he is now. And right off kickoff, Khedira assists to Mesut Ozil, back to Khedira. 5-0 within, 28 minutes. Yeah, I was in Dusseldorf at a sports bar with my family and some friends. The sports bar was packed. Look at this. Lam to Schürrle. I don't know if you haven't heard the story, but we were supposed to not score any goals in the second half, and Schürrle was apparently in the bathroom when Jogi Löw said that, and he didn't know that we weren't supposed to score more goals. And look at this, the best goal. The 7th goal, the best goal. Yeah, whatever. That's not any news. But yeah, that's all the news for today. I will keep it as a reminder that for tomorrow's stream, this is where we left off. Obviously, Oscar's goal here, pity goal. This is where we left off. So we'll pick up from here tomorrow for the Amiya Sanmiya news, that Bayern news. Yeah, I mean, hopefully these streams get to the point where people are in the chat and like asking questions and giving their takes. I can reply, but yeah, we're up to 47 minutes here. That's kind of like what I was aiming for. So good planning from me. Good planning from me. But yeah, that's the news for today. Mia San Mia. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next stream. And yeah, have a good one. Peace.